We can see here one decision about the entry into court register, and we can see that at one step a company obtains ID number and tax number. Before February we had two registers. We had separate court register and separate business register, and of course tax number, obtaining tax number was a separate procedure. So we had three procedures. Since February the 1st we have one procedure because court and business register has technologically joined, and tax number is obtained automatically. Then at the same time these members or company can send all obligatory tax data that of course go to the tax administration office. They can identify themselves for value-add tax purposes. In case they had to obtain a craft permit, they can send application to the Chamber of Craft of Slovenia, of course, again, at one-stop-shop contact point or through the portal. Already existing companies can use the portal for registration, changes or termination of employees and their family members from social insurance that is of course run at Health Insurance Institute of Slovenia. When someone is making changes about this insurance, he already obtains the data about the employee or his family member from the register of socially insured person. And of course, before someone can be employed, the company has to declare a free post at Employment Service of Slovenia, and they can do this again online or physically at one-stop-shop contact point. Here we can also see a preliminary procedure, and this is the online opening of a temporary bank account. Before a company can be registered, they must pay in the capital. And they can pay in the capital at the temporary bank account, and this bank account can be now opened online, so without going to the bank. Above we can see all the users of the system. We have notaries, we have 90 notaries in Slovenia, one-stop-shop entry points, and district courts. District courts are not an entry point for the users. They use the system only for the entries under compulsory power. And of course, companies. And as I said, all the users must all qualify digital certificate. What are the impacts of the system? Most of the services are not limited by time or geographical factor. All services at one-stop-shop portal or at one-stop-shop contact point are free of charge. Of course, notaries charge all the services. A portal has become a single point for electronic services and for live events for businesses. If you are a single member company, you can open, let's say, a temporary bank account online, you can make online registration, you can get electronically delivered decision about the registration, and you can even send all other applications that I mentioned online without visiting any public institutions. Companies can perform more than 1.6 million procedures per year online. Here you should have in mind that Slovenia has 2 million people. If all companies use the system, they would save 10.2 million euros per year. Where do these savings come from? As I mentioned, entry into court register is done simultaneously with the registration into business register and obtaining a tax number. We also abolished notarization of contract of member and memorandum of association for simple limited liability companies. That means that 80% of all companies in our country can be registered free of charge. We also abolished publication of entries into official gazette that was very expensive, around 200 euros per each entry. Instead of that, we have free of charge publication of the entry on the websites. We also abolished fee for entries into court register. And we also reached our goal that the registration of a company is done in 3.5 days. We are very proud of reaching the cooperation of public institutions because all institutions had to finish their work by the set deadlines. We also measured satisfaction about how companies are satisfied with services at one-stop-shop contact points in May and June 2008, and they assess that kindness of civil servants is 4.8 and the generous estimation of services is 4.6. and again 5 was the maximum. These are very good marks because the portal was only a few months in production. We also reached positive trend of registrations. We have 21% more registered companies in average per month than in comparison before the production. And again, we can see with green color number of registration each month, and the red color is number of closure of companies. And here we can see that we have more registrations than closures of the companies. But now, when not very optimistic times are coming, we don't know how this trend will be in the future. We also see that we have increasing use of the portal from the side of the companies online. So how many applications are sent from the side of already existing companies for making registration or changes about social insurance of their employees? Now we can say that all the set goals were achieved. So we had to set new goals, and these are increased use of services. We want to introduce the system in public administration, because also not only companies, but public administration can also use the system for making those procedures about social insurances. And we would like to, of course, increase satisfaction of users. But to reach this, we need to run promotional activities. We have to train civil servants. We are aware that we need to have a good technical and substantial support for the users of the system, and services has to be kind. So we will start promotional activities in March this year. We will broadcast TV commercials on the national TV and on the biggest commercial TV. Then we will have leaflets and DVDs, 340,000 different leaflets that will be distributed to one-stop shop contact points, to notaries, to health insurance institutes, and they will be given to our target users. And also we will distribute 26,000 DVDs. On DVDs there are going to be movies and information about services of the portal. These are some cases of our leaflets. This is for sole traders, and this is case for, these procedures are mainly used for personnel department at companies for making those registration in obligatory social insurance. And these are going to be our DVDs. We will also have advertising in paper media and on buses. We will have advertisement in 18 different paper medias. This is our advertisement, and we will have running buses at 7 different cities in Slovenia for 1 year, for a period of 1 year. In February and March, we are having a 16-day long training for civil servant at one-stop shop contact point. Each civil servant has 4-day long training, and for all new civil servants, we have every 2 months organized workshops where they get familiar with the system.